Welcome to the Socialize forecast, Tuesday, December 17th. We are a week out until Christmas. This is crazy. It seems like it's here in a minute. And how am I feeling? Well, the studio is lit today. My lighting is on point, maybe too bright. I would love to know what you think if you're watching. And I'm finally starting to gather some decor. I got some new nesting tables over here. You can't really see them, but I'll have to shoot some behind the scenes. And speaking of which, I did create a behind the scenes of my podcasting setup because a lot of people ask me how I do this and what is my process. So I decided to pull the curtain back. And last week when I was recording, I recorded behind the scenes of the setup. And I'm going to do more ongoing about that in the studio as we go forward, because I do think it's important to talk about the types of things we're digging into in the detailed learning in the Socialize studio, because it might be something that's right for you. And if there's things like that you want to know more in depth about how to podcast, how to run an email list, how to really engage on YouTube, we're going to be covering a lot of that. And the reason we're covering this stuff is because here's today's topic for the beginning of the newsletter is because of the TikTok ban. And a lot of people are in a frenzy. They're worried about if TikTok goes away, I'm going to lose my audience. They're worried about other platforms aren't going to have the same algorithm and all of those things. So I really have been thinking a lot about it myself. I stand to lose, 1.1 million followers over there, and that took me a long time to build. But what I came to grips with on why I'm not so upset about, and it's something I made a video about recently, is that I'm still a content creator. And even though they're going to take away my home, which is what I love right now is TikTok, and I just love everything about it, they can't really take away that part of me that now is changed because of TikTok. So I'm that person now. I can't unsee myself in that way. And I will just go wherever the tide now takes me. And I'm still going to share. I'm still going to inspire. I'm going to teach. And that's not going to change. So how I'm evolving and how I'm going to help you moving forward on this podcast in the studio in more detail, of course, but is to really think about how to change what I'm doing and adapt for what's coming. So if, let's say, I was going to teach TikTok tutorials pretty strongly because that's what I do on the TikTok platform. What I'm doing over there now is not as TikTok specific. I'm trying to go more high level, more about content creating, skills for editing well, and things that will be valuable no matter what platform people land on, because I feel that I will build a more secure audience moving forward and they will be more likely to go with me. So I'm going to teach a lot over the next several weeks about how you can change your mindset and adapt for this potential ban, just so that you're ready for it. We're going to talk about other apps, how to stay alert and be aware, and what you should be doing on these other apps, even if you're not going to use them right away. We're covering that in depth in the studio right now. I'm really working almost to a point of one-on-one with people to determine how I can help them prepare. And I do think collecting emails is helpful, but there's a lot of strategies. Like, do you really want to set up a whole email platform and you don't have an email program you want to send out? Like, maybe you don't have that set up yet where you want to start sending out emails every week. So how do you go about collecting emails if you're not ready for that step? So all of these things are what we're going to be digging into deeply into this in the studio. Some people are suggesting that you should download all your data, all your TikToks and all of that, which is fine. I have 4 years of data. I don't think it's reasonable that I'm going to download all of that. But I also know that because of the way I've been creating for 4 years, my TikToks are mostly already saved in my phone, and they've already been airdropped to my computer and posted to my YouTube channel. So my process has been unknowingly preparing myself for something like this, because I haven't just been only on that app, only thinking about posting over there and not saving my content. So if you haven't been doing that, it's time to really start thinking in that way. And those are the types of things that we're going to be covering in depth in the Socialize studio. So if you're not in it, maybe get in it. And some of them I will share here. I'm not going to gatekeep. It's just that I can't go into too much depth here because I don't have the kind of time in these newsletters and in these podcasts to go in that deep. But that's what I'm doing daily in the studio. And that's where I'm doing it. Okay, let's talk about the trends for this week and then a workshop that we have coming up. So we do have a free transition workshop on Wednesday. at 3:00. And we're preparing for what's going to be a big challenge in the new year. So we're going to do like a week-long challenge of transitions. So this week is just going to be like a tip of the iceberg where we're going to get into, on the Zoom session, how to do basic transitions and preparing us for the challenge that's coming in the new year, where we're going to do a 3-level challenge of transitions followed by a wrap-up Zoom call. So if you're interested in that challenge, sign up for this week's Zoom session. Even if you can't make it, you'll receive then the invitation to the challenge after. All right. So just make sure you're on that list for Wednesday Zoom. All right. Let's get into some trends. There's a lot of good ones this week that are nice and easy and helpful for promoting something. So I think this is going to be good for those, especially for Instagrammers. So the first one is, has anyone said something really strange and you always think, I can't believe that person said that out loud? So this is the trend for you for that. I mean, if you have had a moment like that where you see this trend and you immediately know what you're going to use it for, this one's for you. Like, jump on it. And it's basically a conversation where you say something, someone says something that is somewhat absurd, and you can answer like, what an odd thing to say, like out loud, basically. So think of a situation where you've been in that, and there's a lot of people with relatable stories that will then grab onto your story. So that's a really fun one. And the key is really to keep it humorous and light. I wouldn't get too dark about it, but some of the things that people say sometimes are absurd. So here's your chance to highlight the absurd in a fun way. The second one is that fun slideshow like a prayer trend, which is, I have been talking about it and it is still going. So I thought, instead of saying, okay, the trend is behind us, I'm still seeing it on the For You page. I'm still reading every single one of them. What's funny for me is I read them and then I look at the creator after the fact. I just read one this morning and I went through the whole thing and at the end found out it was Ed Sheeran. And people were like, oh, after 3 words, I saw who the creator was. And I'm like, I didn't see who the creator was until the end because I didn't even pay attention in the beginning. I was just reading and riveted by the story. So you can still jump on this one. And let me tell you that I haven't made a tutorial for it, but I want to explain how to do it. And it's very easy to explain here in words. And I will figure out a way. How am I getting this photo to you? If you need the photo, or if you can't find the photo, you can message me on Instagram and I will send you the photo. Okay. So I'll be watching my DMs. So if you see it, you see this trend and you want to do it, I'm going to explain to you how right now. And then all you have to do is send me a DM on Instagram and I will send you the photo so that you can make your video happen. This is a photo scrolling carousel. This is not a video that you're creating. So you're going to tap the plus and then it lands you in the photo zone. So you tap on your photos and then you upload one photo. But what you can do is upload that photo and decide how many slides you need to tell the story. And if it's 5 times, you can add that photo 5 times. You can just keep adding it. So decide how many you want. Photo, 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 and add 5 of them, or however many that are going to tell your story. And then each photo, you tap on it and you add the text. Then you scroll to the next photo, you tap on it, you add the next block of text. And you do that for all 5 slides until your story is told. So if you need 10 slides to tell your story, add that photo 10 times. It is done as a photo carousel. It is not done as a video. All right. That is going to save you a lot of headache and a lot of time, because then you don't have to time how long the photo stays on the video for people to read it. People can scroll when they're done reading, so they have control of the carousel. That's really important. I probably should make a tutorial. If I have a minute, I will do that. But for now, you're hearing it here. That's how you do it. And you can keep an eye on my page because maybe I'll do a little quick tutorial on it. Okie doke. The next one is for Instagram. Let's jump to Instagram. So we have one called It's Me, and it's from the Wicked track. And this is a great one for highlighting why someone should choose your business. Why they should choose you for personalized creator coaching. I should make one of these. Why they should choose you to help with their real estate. Why they should choose you for your insurance company, your I like to say your credit union, whatever that your business is. Why should they choose you? You can put some text on screen and say either why, or you can just say, I'm looking for the best insurance broker around, and then it's me. Okay. So you can use this one to highlight yourself in a fun way. Okay. That is a good one. I should use it immediately, and I should use the next one immediately. So let's talk about the next one. Another fun one. The sound is, it would make the perfect gift. So you can lip sync, it would make the perfect gift, and show your product. Yippee, here, I have one. Okay, it would make a perfect gift. I received this as a gift. That's why it's right here. So you can take, and oh, by the way, I should say for people who are listening, this is David's cranberry pistachio cookies, and they look amazing. I haven't opened them yet because I don't want to start eating them immediately. But you can take anything that's in your life, in your favorite, and share with, I don't know if you can even do this in the TikTok shop. Like it would make the perfect gift and show the product that you're highlighting. Amazing. There's so much potential with this. You can show your program on your phone. You can place something. This is a great use of an overlay where you can put up on the screen your offer, your coaching program, whatever it is. And you say that it would make the perfect gift. So everyone's looking for gifts this time of year, especially last minute gifts that they don't have to go to a store and get and wait for Amazon to deliver. So think about how you can get your services gifted. And I'm going to do a plug for us right here, which is the Personalized Creator Studio. We have a gift program. So you can grab it. If you haven't gotten a gift for a creator in your life, you can buy them a month or 3 months or 6 months of the studio, depending on what you want to gift them. And you can also get them like a little mini tripod with it if you want them to open something, or like a little mini light. And then you can say that plus the Creator Studio. I think it's a great idea. Why not? Okay, now I'm just going to tell you quickly before I get to the original content ideas what we have done in the studio this week. Hooray. So we did have an overlay challenge this past week where I taught the lesson of how to use overlays and gave suggestions of how you can use overlays in your videos. And I used many, many, many suggestions, and I told people how different ways to do it. And we had a lot of people using overlays in their videos. It was a really fun challenge. This week, we're going to be doing a mini challenge that is a transition in preparation for the free transition workshop. So I'm telling you, it all ties together. So much fun, what's happening in there. And it's just what happens is the things I mention here, I'm just diving in a lot deeper over there. So talking about all the TikTok ban problems and how to diversify your content, new apps that are coming. We're going to be going hard in the studio. Now let's get on to the original content ideas. Woo! All right, this one, it ties into gifts because the first one is to make your last minute gift guide. So maybe at this point, you're going to be able to help your followers by saying, if you're struggling, here's a last minute gift guide for you for things that won't take long to arrive. So a lot of times we see things that are so clever and it's like, damn, we wish we'd have thought of that sooner because you can't get it shipped in time. So make yourself a nice gift guide for your followers that shows, here's some gifts you can do very easily without having to go shop and buy. Look, somebody could have made this. I'm going to pick up my vase. You can get a simple, this is actually a water carafe, and I found it on sale for like $15. This thing is very nice quality for $15. And I turned it into a vase, and I just went and got these berries wholesale and stuck them in there. So you can do something simple like that. That's a great gift guide piece for, to share with followers. Or you can give them a service and you can say, here's some ideas for a service. So creating a gift guide for someone that that could take advantage of something without having to go to a store and buy it. Maybe they make something out of, on an iPad, you can make something and you can go print it yourself. You can go to a Staples printing store and you can print a nice designed thing that you create. So many easy things you can do. On Canva, you can design something. So just try and think outside the box. We don't always want gifts that are bought in a store. I mean, anybody could buy a candle for someone, try and think of something a little more creative. And if not, go buy a candle. I love my candles, by the way. Okie doke. Next one. Your own Spotify Wrapped. Okay, so a few weeks ago, Spotify came out with their end of year usual Spotify Wrapped, where they use data to show what you listened to all year. And so now a lot of other brands and companies are doing the same idea, but you can actually make a Wrapped on any aspect of your life. All right. So you can say, and here's an example Julie used. Are you single? Make a dating Wrapped. Are you a beauty creator? Make a Wrapped on all the new products you tested this year. That's a fun one. If you're a food creator, you can share a Wrapped on all the recipes you created this year. So it's everybody knows what that trend is because of Spotify Wrapped. So it's very easy to do a little text, a little title that says, my foodie Wrapped or whatever you want to title it creatively. And then the last creative idea for this week that's an original is doing a transition, because in the studio, one of the creators she's pitching for something and she wanted to make a really fun video with a product turning into another product. And I was like, oh, I'll teach the transition this week, and that will be our challenge. So think about something where you can make a little transition by coming to the studio event on Wednesday with the free Zoom transition event, the workshop where you can learn how to make a simple transition. And then that can be your original content idea for this week. All right, those are all the ideas. Let's jump into the featured tutorials, and I do have two for you. Two for you. Sometimes I hear myself and I'm so Jersey. The first one is that iPhone now with the new update has a pause button. Dun, da, da, da. And it's awesome. So it used to be that I would record a tutorial and it would be record, make mistake. Now I can record, I can pause, think of my next thought, press record again and play, and it will already tighten up that video. So I don't have to say things and over or have a big dead space while I'm thinking of something. I can actually pause it. So think about it like as if you're recording in Instagram or in TikTok and using that pause button. We can now do this on our iPhone. Hallelujah. I'm looking at the pause button right now while I'm watching this video. There it is. The other tutorial I shared is not literally a how-to, but it is a behind the scenes of the podcasting, which I mentioned earlier. So if you want to see that, it's linked in the show notes, it's linked in the newsletter, and it's a reminder that every week I have this podcast and I put it out there for everybody to enjoy and learn from. So if you're not a listener and this is your first time checking it out, you can go back. I have lots of great episodes about going viral, about how to go live on TikTok, all the tips and strategies. The Friday podcast is way more of a deep dive into a topic, whereas the Tuesday is specifically about trends and other little things I notice along the way. And that is the update for today. I am so happy to be here as always. I'm so excited about the looming holidays. I am really, really ready for I think a nice decompression, a relaxing. Tomorrow I have dedicated a little shopping day for myself to wrap up my shopping, and I'm just really enjoying it. So I hope you're enjoying it too. I know there's people that are missing loved ones during the season. I know that there's a lot of people have hard times during the holiday. Just know that we are all thinking about you, and there are other people that are struggling as well. And so if we all try and send positive brainwaves and positive vibes to each other, there's finding joy in the universe is what I'm hoping for. I can just remember the moments when I was in my blind state and I felt like angels were lifting me up from comments on my social media. And I think about that. So think about us sending you the positive vibes and to help you get through the holidays in a more of a happy way. Thank you as always for listening. I will be back. I think I'll be back on Friday before Christmas. And it's hard to believe that I'm going to still be powering these out up until then. I hope you have time to listen because I'll always be here doing it. All right. Thank you so much. And next time I see you, it'll be Friday. And then after that, it'll be Christmas Eve. Woo! 2 more till the ho, ho, ho. Have a happy one, and I'll see you soon. Bye.